Hello, Matthews, Gatos here. So we have already looked at how do we use SOH-CAH, all the ratios, to find sides. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at how SOH-CAH helps us to find angles. And to do that, we need to talk about inverse operations. So you guys have been working with inverse operations for a really long time. It's any kind of an operation that undoes another operation. For example, if I add 5, the inverse to that is subtract 5. It undoes what I just did. Or if I multiply by 3, the inverse to that would be divide by 3. If I square a number, to undo that, I will square root a number. So there's several examples of inverse operations. But I'm going to teach you trigonometry inverse operations. So sine, cosine, and tangent each have their own inverse operations. So let's talk about sine first. I know that sine of any angle, so angle theta, is the ratio of these sides. So I know that sine of any angle is the ratio of opposite over hypotenuse. So for example, sine of 62 degrees is the angle, is equal to 0.88, etc. Now that's the ratio of the opposite over hypotenuse for a 62-degree angle. Now, if I want to undo that, and by undo that, I mean if I want to, instead of starting with the angle and getting the ratio, what if I start with the ratio and I want to go backwards to figure out the angle? Well, that's when I'm going to use sine inverse. So if sine of an angle is opposite over hypotenuse, then sine inverse, that -1 means inverse, of the opposite over the hypotenuse will give me the angle. So let's see, if I were to do sine inverse of this ratio, I should go backwards and get that 62-degree angle. So let's look. Sine inverse of that angle, yes, I get a 62-degree angle. Let's look at that for cosine. Now, cosine we know is the ratio of adjacent over hypotenuse. So what that means is cosine of an angle, so for 24 degrees, the ratio of adjacent over hypotenuse is equal to about 0.9. So that again is the ratio of the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So if I want to go backwards and I want to, given the ratio, find the angle, I should be able to use cos inverse. So that would be taking the cos inverse of this ratio. I should go backwards and find that the angle is 24 degrees. So if we look at that, cos inverse of the ratio is in fact 24 degrees. Now let's look at tan. So tan, again, we already know tan is the ratio of opposite over adjacent. These are the sides. So if I do tan of an angle, I will get the ratio. So tan of an angle, 37 degrees, is equal to about 0.8. So for a 37-degree angle, the ratio of the opposite and adjacent side is about 0.8. So using the tan inverse, I should be able to take the ratio, go backwards, and get the angle. So you can see on the calculator, I do exactly that. Tan inverse of that ratio is equal to 37 degrees. So let's put that all together. Using sine, cosine, and tangent, we are going to do that when we have an angle and we want the ratio. So what you need to focus on is, what do you want? If you want the ratio because you have the angle, you're going to use these buttons that we already used before, sine, cosine, and tangent. But if you want to go backwards, and if you have the ratio and you want the angle, you're going to do sine inverse, cos inverse, tan inverse. So see how those are directly above sine, cosine, and tangent? You're going to enter second sine to get sine inverse, second cosine to get cos inverse, and second tan to get tan inverse. So what we need to do is still use our SOH-CAH TOA ratios, but if you have the angle, you use sine, cosine, tangent. If you want the angle, you use sine inverse, cos inverse, and tan inverse. So let's do an example, and I'll show you on your calculator how we do this. So we want to determine angle A and B to the nearest whole degree. So let's start with angle A. So I want to find angle A. So looking at that triangle, I'm going to label my sides with respect to angle A. So this side here is directly opposite angle A, and side 4 is right beside it. It is adjacent. So what uses opposites and adjacents? Well, that's tangent. So let's enter this in. Tangent, we don't know the angle, so tangent of angle A is opposite divided by adjacent. Now, since we want the angle, we need to go backwards. We want the angle. That's when we use tan inverse. So I know that angle A is going to be the tan inverse of 5/4. So let's put this into our calculator and find angle A. So in here, I'm going to do tan inverse. So to get any of my inverse keys, I first of all do my second key, and then I do tan. So see how it's tan and it looks like a little -1? That's just the notation for inverse. So tan inverse, we're going to give it the ratio. The ratio is 5/4, and then the calculator will give us the angle that goes with that. So press enter, and to the nearest degree, that would be 51 degrees. Now, because I'm rounding, it's not going to be exactly 5/4, but we're going to round it to 51 degrees. So if I were to do the tan of 51 degrees, it'll be close to 1.25, but not exactly because we are rounding. Okay, so now we know what angle A is. Okay, so I'm just going to erase these here, and I'm going to now find angle B. So now I'm looking at angle B here. So looking at angle B, this side is now opposite and adjacent is right beside it. So let's go ahead and do that. So for angle B, I know that tan of B, because it's opposites and adjacent, so it's the same thing, O's and A's. So tan of angle B is opposite over adjacent. And again, I want the angle, so I need to go backwards. So I'm going to use my tan inverse. So angle B will be the tan inverse of 4/5. So let's go into our calculator and do that. So tan inverse, second, and then my tan button. And this time I'm doing 4 divided by 5. Close my bracket. So tan inverse of the ratio, press enter, and I get 39 degrees to the nearest degree. So there, I'm going to have B is equal to 39 degrees. Now, if I go back up into my triangle, here's how I can check to see if I'm right. So I found that this angle here was 51 degrees. This one was 39 degrees, and then I have a 90-degree angle. So here's how I can check to see if my answers are reasonable. 51 plus 39 plus 90. What do all the angles in a triangle add up to? Well, if I've done it correctly, they should add up to 180. So let's go ahead and add those together. So 51 and 39. That works out to be 90 degrees plus 90 degrees. That is 180 degrees. So I know I did that correctly. Okay, let's look at this one here. I want to determine angle D and F to the nearest whole degree. So let's look at angle D here. So looking at this one here, I want to label my sides with respect to angle D. So this one here is directly across the 90-degree angle, so it is the hypotenuse. This one here is right beside it, so we're going to do that for cosine. Cosine uses adjacents and hypotenuses. So cosine of angle D is equal to adjacent 8 over hypotenuse 12. Now I could reduce that ratio if I wanted to, but it's not necessary. I want to go backwards and find out what my angle is. So that's cos inverse. So D is equal to cos inverse of 8/12. That will give me what my angle D is. So back to my calculator, and I'm going to do cos inverse, second cos, of 8 divided by 12. Close my bracket. And to the nearest degree, I get 48 degrees. So I'll put that back over here. D is equal to 48 degrees. Okay, now let's find what angle F is. So I'm just going to erase this, and now we're going to look at angle F. So I could always use the angle sum, but just to show you what each of the ratios are, I want to do that this way and use angle sum to check. So angle F, this is opposite of angle F, and this is still hypotenuse. So now I'm dealing with sine. So let's write that out. So I know that sine of angle F is equal to opposite 8 over hypotenuse 12. So see how it's the same ratio, 8 over 12, 8 over 12, but we're doing one for cosine and one for sine. So again, I want to go backwards and find my angle. If I want to find my angle, I need to use sine inverse. So sine inverse of 8 over 12. Now, just using what I know about angle sum, I know to add up to 180 before I go into my calculator. This will give me a good idea to see if I've done it correctly or not. I know that to add to 180, this here has to be 32. So if I add those together, no, 42. Let me try that again. 42. Okay, so I know when I punch it into my calculator, it should be 42 degrees. Let's see. So sine inverse of 8 over 12. Second sine 8 over 12. Close your brackets, and you can see there it is to the nearest degree, 42. So I know that that is a very reasonable answer. Okay, so you can use angle sum definitely to check. I would always calculate it just in case you make a mistake. If I made a mistake on cosine and I used angle sum, I'm not going to get the other one right either. So last one here, I just want to do a little word problem with you. So we have Amber, who is 15 feet from the base of a 25-foot tree. Okay, so I like the little drawings. And again, I'm not a really good drawer. There's my tree. The base means the bottom. Okay, and Amber is standing over here. And there's a little bird on the top of the tree. So she is 15 feet from the base of the tree. The tree is 25 feet tall. She sees a bird at the top. What's the angle to the nearest degree of inclination from Amber to the bird? So inclination means going up. So if I were to make a triangle, there's the bird, there's the tree, there's the ground, meeting at a 90-degree angle. Inclination is from the ground up. So I want to know this angle there. So let's label our sides with that angle there. This is opposite, this is adjacent. We are looking at tangent. So let's write that out. So tangent of my angle is opposite 25 over adjacent 15. And again, I want to go backwards to figure out my angle, so that's where I'm going to use tan inverse. So I'm going to have tan inverse of 25 over 15. So over to my calculator again, tan inverse of 25 over 15. So second tan inverse, 25 divided by 15, close my brackets, and I get 59 degrees. So I know the angle of inclination to the nearest degree, 59 degrees. Okay, so to end this, I have a little question for you. What do you call a man who spends all day at the beach? Kind of ironic when you can see the bottom of my screen here. Right now, the temperature currently where I am is minus 22. But what would you call a gentleman that spends all day at the beach? Well, quite simply, you would call him a tangent. Get it? Tangent. So I hope this video helped, and I do look forward to seeing you for the next one.